Yeah. Everyone, please say it 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good evening to everyone, and nice to see you on this beautiful Friday. So this is the Vesak week. We already celebrated, but somehow this is considered as the Vesak week. So on this Vesak week Friday too, we are here to practice this noble, non-sectarian, pure meditation technique, right? So as usual, before we start, I would like to wish that may this session also bring you at least a little peace, little happiness inside. And with those thoughts, we are going to begin today's session. So dear students, so we are continuing with all students are continuing with Vipassana meditation, and they are practicing the first step of Vipassana meditation. So all students were requested to focus on the sensations that you feel on your head area, right? So you were asked to observe the sensation, start from so top of your head, and you were asked to observe the sensation at that area, and then gradually, so after observing sensations over there, you were requested to observe sensations in the front portion. Then after that, so right ear. Then after that, so back portion of your head, and then left ear, right? So give your entire patience, right? Give your entire attention, right? Make your mind completely alert. At the same time, don't expect anything in return. So when you observe them, right? If you feel, that's also fine. If you don't feel, that's also fine. Just keep on observing. So as you feel, right? So let the nature to work as it is. And right. Then so right. Then the new students, they were kindly requested. So I would like to kind of request the new students to practice breathing meditation. So the new students, those who practice breathing meditation, they are kindly asked to so observe the incoming breath and outgoing breath. So when the breath is coming in, please be fully aware, right? Don't go with the breath all the way in. Stop your observation at the end of your nostril, right? At the end of your nostril. When the breath is going out too, please be completely aware. And so whenever the breath comes, before it goes, it will touch the very same end of your, the ending part of your nostril. So then at the starting from that point, start observing the outgoing breath. So when it is going out, please be completely aware. If it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. If it is long, if it is short, let it be so. Your job is just to observe the breath as it is. Just to observe the breath as it is. That's for the new students, right? All students, they are kindly requested to practice the first step of Vipassana meditation, and then new students are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation. First step of breathing meditation, right? Even the old students, if you cannot concentrate well, so if you struggle, even after struggling for 10-15 minutes, if you cannot feel any sensation, then calmly switch. So switch your meditation objective and start practicing the first step of breathing meditation, right? So whenever practice it, please, for about 3-4 minutes. And if your mind got concentrated, then switch and start practicing Vipassana meditation again. Right? So please do so. Then at the same time, we have to understand, so the mind, so it always runs, right? So runs towards various kinds of objectives so around us, right? So Buddha, Buddha told it like this. Uh, so all the six senses, we have six senses: eye, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Right? All these six, so they are running towards various kinds of objectives, right? So, so your job is so to observe, so understanding their real nature, to observe them as they actually are. And so in a sutta called Chappanaga Sutta, Buddha described it as a struggle of six animals, right? Struggle of six animals who are tied together, so whose tails are tied together, right? So let's say, so there is a cobra. You know cobras, right? So there is a cobra, and there is a monkey, then there is a crocodile, then there is a bird, and then there is a fox, and there is a dog. All these six animals. So somebody, who is mischievous, has tied down the tails of these six animals together. Then all these six animals, what they do is they try to get to where they want to go. So, for an example, uh, the cobra wants to go to its hole, right? It tries to drag everyone to its home, the hole. And then after that, the fox, it wants to go to the forest. The dog wants to go to the village. The bird wants to go to the sky. The crocodile wants to go to the river. So all six of them, they have their own separate, and the monkey wants to go to the tree. So all six of them struggle together. So you can imagine in mind. So they are struggling. You can picturize. So they try to go to their own separate places. Right. So inside us, we have such kind of a struggle. So Sometimes I becomes dominant, sometimes ears become dominant, sometimes nose becomes dominant, and sometimes tongue becomes dominant, sometimes body becomes dominant, and sometimes mind becomes dominant. So all six of them, they are at a constant struggle to drag us towards their drag thoughts, drag our mind towards their own places. But so whenever we realize their nature, so we all those six senses, we gain the ability to control those six senses and stop their struggle. Right? In Vipassana meditation, what you do is so you tie all of them to a tree. Right? You tie all those six animals to a tree. Now nobody can go anywhere because so it has tied to a tree. So whenever you observe them with the understanding of impermanence, so then your attachment, so your craving towards all those six so objectives, so it get reduced, and then the mind starts to become calm and peaceful, right? So that's what you are doing. So hope you understood the simile of six animals, right? So it's in Chappanaka Sutta, in Buddhist discourses, right? So today too, let's work hard. Hope you work hard at home too, right? So this is something that you do for yourself. You are not so later on the others also will benefit because whenever you develop peace, whenever you develop happiness, you are not going to keep it with yourself, right? You are going to share it with the other people, and you are going to make the other people's lives also positive, right? So therefore, so first you have to change yourself. You have to make positive, and you have to so you have to get rid of craving all by yourself, and then after that, we have to share that very peace and happiness that we develop with the other people, right? So this is a practice that you do for you first, and then for the other people. So work very ardently with a very strong determination. I sincerely wish that me, your meditation practice become very, very successful. Right? Now, let's get ready for today's silent meditation practice. So everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Let your whole body to relax. Please close your eyes. First, I will pay our sincere respect and gratitude towards the Buddha. And after that, we are going to start silent meditation. Everyone, please concentrate. Namo tesse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tesse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tesse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinyacharana sampanno sungato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Zata deva manusanam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo sangdittiko akaliko ehi passiko opanaiko macetang veditammo vinyuhiti Supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupanimangno bhagavato savaka sangho. Nyaya patipangno bhagavato savaka sangho. Samichi panipangno bhagavato savaka sangho. Yadidang chattari purisa yugani atte purisa puggala ese bhagavato savaka sangho. Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakineyo anjali karetiyo anuttarang punyakhetang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous, patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a newcomer, a beginner, please, please practice the first step of breathing meditation as I explained. If you are an old student, please practice every day, even though I don't mention. So constantly, please practice breathing meditation for about 5 minutes before you begin Vipassana meditation. Then after that, please start your Vipassana meditation. Work very ardently, consistently, with a very calm, very diligent, patient mind. May your meditation be very, very successful. You're bound to be successful. Everyone, please start your meditation right now. Now, please get ready to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. If your legs are hurting, you can change your legs. You can change your posture. But please keep your eyes closed. Let's start loving kindness meditation in brief. First of all, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves first. Please think, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think, may my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people are the people who don't belong to the category of friends and at the same time who don't belong to the category of enemies. The people who are in the middle at the same time. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards them. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people. Now, please spread your sincere loving kindness towards your enemies. As we do every day, first, please forgive all of them for their mistakes. And at the same time, ask forgiveness for the things that you did to hurt them. Then, please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. May my enemies be well. May my enemies be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards your enemies. Towards your enemies. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings, animals, and visible and invisible, all kinds of beings. It doesn't matter whatever the shape they do have. It doesn't matter whatever the capabilities they do have. Regardless of their differences, please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings equally, equally, equally. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Yato yato sangmasati Kangdanang udayam bayang Labhati piti pamutyang Amitang tang vijanatang Bhavatu samme mangalang Rakantu samme devatam Samme buddhanubhavini Samme dhammanubhavini Samme sanghanubhavini Sada sutti bhavang tutti Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now everyone, very calmly, please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax. Let your whole body to relax. From top to bottom, bottom to top. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope all of you had a very good silent meditation session. So today we are going to discuss about the very important, one of the most important topics of all the so descriptions that we gain. So today we are going to talk about impermanence. So before we begin that description, so as usual, I would like to give you 2-3 minutes. So if any of you want to go outside and you want to drink water or go to the bathroom, so this is the time for you. And but right after those 2-3 minutes, please be here. So then we are going to start to this next part of the session. That's strange way. Can you please keep them outside? In the front desk. In the front desk. Straight up. Yeah, please say. Yeah, so please, these ones too. Keep them in the front desk. There are 3 desks, right? So in the front, there are 3 desks, right? Yes. So this one and This one sauce. And this one, please keep it here. The other one. No, no, not that. Yes. That's it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everyone, please say it 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. My dear Dhamma friends, as I mentioned, so today we are going to discuss about a very important topic which is related to our practice. So during the upcoming including this week, during the upcoming 3 Fridays, I'm going to teach you about the 3 characteristics of life. So 3 characteristics of life. So it doesn't matter whether whatever the country that you are from, it doesn't matter whatever the religion that you practice, it doesn't matter whatever the appearance that you have. So all the beings have these, have these 3 characteristics in their lives. So hope all students remember the 3 characteristics of life. So if you can remember, please hands up. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Hands down. Right. So in Pali, they are called as Tilakkana. Lakkana means characteristic. T means 3. Right. T means 3. 3 characteristics of life. First one is, right, Ms. Shanti. Very nice. Good job. You remember. Impermanence. So, Cole, do you remember the second one? Very nice. Good job. So, then third one, Mr. Kevin.
I don't know what it's called. Interconnection?
No. Mr. Tim?
That's not self.
Yes, very nice. Good job. No self. No soulness. So, today we are going to discuss about impermanence. Certain people say, they think impermanence means, so there is a child, there is a baby, the baby gradually changes and then becomes a young man or a woman, and then that baby then that young man or young woman changes and becomes a middle-aged man or a woman, and then that person changes and becomes an old person, and finally that person changes and that person dies. Certain people say this is impermanence. But actually, if you think that is impermanence, that's not impermanence. What Buddha meant. That's a result of impermanence. It so this changing so so, so this nature of appearance changing. So so it is called as viparinama evolution. So viparinama evolution. But impermanence is something totally different, right? So impermanence means so um, so we are experiencing impermanence even right now. So in throughout our lives, so there is no moment that we don't experience impermanence. Whoever you are, wherever you are, so we are constantly experiencing this impermanence. And then let it be living things, living beings, or so things without life. All of them do have this nature of impermanence. Buddha once taught uh, so someone called Mogaraja. So so impermanence in brief. In brief, he said, "Abutva sang." So you don't have to remember these Pali words. So I just want to so so want you to assure that I completely quote from the Buddha. That's why I use these Pali words. So if not, I can just say it in English without any Pali thing. So somehow don't worry about these Pali words, okay? Abutva sambutang hutvana bhavisati. Right? Abutva sambutang. So without so the current nature, it is not something, right, which was not there before. And then hutvana bhavisati. And then so this current nature won't arise again in the next moment. So what does it mean? So this body and so this combination of body and mind is called as the being, the person. So I taught you several times that so uh, so being is a combination of five aggregates, right? So later on in an upcoming week, I will describe it so little bit so with little bit more details. Somehow, so this whole body and mind, they are constantly arising and passing. You can't experience the same nature, same person twice. Can you understand? So the nature that we experience right now, it was not there before. True. So this nature got influence from the past moment, but so but this nature, this current being that we experience, so we cannot it is not the very thing which was before. And at the same time, this very current nature, so this very being, so this very nature won't last, so won't pass to the next moment. Can you understand? So we are, our body and mind, both are constantly changing in a speed that we cannot calculate. So let's take the body. Body is rising and passing away in a very fast speed. So this whole body is it is consisted of atoms, right? According to Buddhist word, I taught you, it is called as, so Buddha's word to the atom is attakala. But so scientific atom is still very far away from the Buddhist description. Buddhist description is very subtle and very deep. But somehow both teachings accept this existence of atom. So atom, so atoms are the things this body is made of. So all those atoms, they arise and pass away in a constant speed, very fast speed. So in Berkeley University, so several decades ago, there were a group of scientists. So they took effort. They took effort and built a very specific instrument called bubble chamber. Right? So using this instrument called bubble chamber, they could also measure the speed of rising and passing away of an atom within a millisecond. So what is a millisecond? So how do you calculate the millisecond? When you divide 1 second in 1,000, right? Then you will find a millisecond. Within a millisecond, they tried to figure out how fast an atom constantly arises and passes. Then finally they found out a number. Within a millisecond, an atom arose and passed away. The answer is 1 after 22 zeros within a millisecond. Can you understand? So, when the atom rises and passes away, giving birth to another atom, and that atom also rises and passes away, giving birth to another one. So, like that, within a millisecond, so atoms arose and pass away. What is the number? 1 after 22 zeros. So we have to understand the father atom is not the sun atom. Sun atom is not the grandson atom. So they have characteristics that they abstract from the previous one, but they are not the same. So like that. So we have to understand our body is constantly changing. So whatever the picture that we see from the outside, it's just like a mirage. You know mirage, right? So when you see a mirage, the deer sometimes, when it is thirsty, it roams around the desert. Then it sees something. Because of the sun rays, so the far away areas can be seen as places with blue water. What do? They keep on running, seeking for water, and finally they die without getting water. So just like that, so even though we try to see the person from the outside, we have to understand we cannot actually see the person. Right? Why? So we are constantly rising and passing away. So all these bodies, they are constantly rising and passing away. So in a very fast speed. So nobody can. So we have to understand that nobody can call this this body an eternal life. Why? So it is something which is constantly passive. Whenever you try to pronounce I, when you say ah and when you say ye. So billions and billions of billions, billions and billions of eyes. So individuals that you call I have risen and passed. So passed them. This is the reality. Then how about the mind? Is the mind I? Is it will it last forever? So according to Buddha, mind is the one which rise and pass. So which rise and pass away. So so in so with the fastest speed, when an attakalap, an atom rise and pass away, within such kind of time, 17 minds arise and pass away. Once a group of Bhantes asked the Buddha how fast this mind arise and pass away. At the time, the Buddha gave a very nice example. Buddha said, let's say there are 4 archers, very strong archers, and these 4 archers have 4 very strong bows, right? So bows or bows. So and they have 4 smooth, far going, so very smooth, so so capable arrows. They go to a 4-way junction, and then they face to the 4 directions. Giving their entire strength, they release these 4 arrows, so to those 4 towards those 4 directions. And then then Buddha said there is a 5th person who can run fast. This person runs and catches all those 4 arrows without letting them to hit the ground, without letting them to hit the ground. Then Buddha asked, can you imagine that speed? Then those Bhantes said, catching even 1 arrow, the speed of catching 1 arrow is unimaginable. How we can imagine the speed of catching 4 arrows without letting them to hit the ground? Then at that time, Buddha said, more faster than that, the earth rotates. Then Buddha said, more faster than that, the moon rotates. More faster than that, the sun rotates. More faster than that, thoughts arise and pass. So even in a thought, so there are 3 moments. Buddha said, there is this arising moment, so existing moment, and passing moment. Even in such kind of a very, very subtle thought, right? So somehow, so such is the nature of this mind. It is also rising and passing. Since we don't understand this reality, so we think that there is an eternal I on this body, inside this mind. Then whenever you whenever some kind of an outside object comes and contact with your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your body, right, and your mind, so you develop deep craving. You don't see it anymore as something which belongs to the nature. You don't see those things anymore as something which has arisen because of cause and effect phenomenon in the world. Then you see that as an object, so that should stay there for the pleasure of you. Then there begins craving. You crave. So you crave. So whenever something comes in contact with you, which gives pleasure inside, the blind reaction begins. What is the blind reaction? You think, I need this, I want this, I want this. This should not change. Whenever something comes in contact with you, it gives you discomfort and displeasure, you try to push that away. I don't need this. I don't like this. So this is not something that I want. You go away, you go away, you go away. Blind reaction continues. Because of that, you suffer. But whenever you practice vipassana meditation, you start to realize the nature of things as they actually are. You start to understand how things are following the nature of nature of their own. Cause and effect phenomenon, you realize. So they are not something, so that's not something that you can control. Right? So it is if something has arisen, so gradually it is bound to pass away. Until it is there, you do whatever you can do for that thing. And when it passes away, so you let that pass away very calmly. But the nature of general people is they continue to do this blind reaction. Whenever they continue this blind reaction, even though they do, so they react blindly or not, things rise and pass away. When the things that they are attached to, when they pass away, they cry, they lament, they faint. Sometimes they uh, start to feel life-threatening pain, right? And then when things come and when unpleasant, discomfortable things come in contact, inside you burn, mentally you burn, physically you burn, and so you keep on suffering once again. But whenever you practice vipassana, gradually you start to stop this blind reaction. Instead, it is just like those 6 animals who are tied to the tree. When they are tied to the tree, so they try their best to go to various kinds of places as they wish. But finally, whenever they understand that they are tied to a tree and they cannot escape, so they give up and start to become tamed. In the same way, so whenever you realize, so this constant running with craving is not something worthful, then you start to stop. You start to calm down, right? You start to become peaceful. It is not something which happens automatically. Your wisdom develops. Your wisdom develops, and that's how it happens, right? Then inside you, a peace that you have never felt, a happiness that you have never felt, so begins to arise. That happiness anymore, it is not happy, and it is not a happiness or a peace which has arisen because of your cravings. So you have experienced happiness because by fulfilling your cravings. But this is a happiness which this is a happiness that you practice without expecting anything in return, by letting everything go according to their own nature, right? So that's what happens when you start to experience So impermanence within yourself. So in Vipassana meditation, that's what you are doing. That's what you are doing, right? So uh, so when you start to experience these things, and so this phenomenon through your own meditation, then your wisdom keeps on developing. And then what happens is, so you start to experience 8 vicissitudes of life. So whatever it happens in life, you are bound to experience the 8 vicissitudes of life, right? So what are the 8 vicissitudes of life? So can you remember? Right. First two, Archana Devi. Gain and loss. Very nice. Gain and loss. So gain and loss are the first two, number 1 and 2. You are bound in life, you are bound to face gains and you are bound to face losses. So that's a part of life. Then number 3 and 4. Himashaki, can you remember? Right. Mrs. Fong, Mr. Elliot. Right, yes. Yeah, so prosperity and disgrace. Right. Okay, fame, you can say fame. Fame is a part of prosperity. So sometimes you face prosperity and sometimes you face disgrace, right? You fall from your so prosperity. So then then 5 and 6. Ninda prashansa. That means, so sometimes you are praised, sometimes you are blamed. You have to face both these things. And finally, so all right, Lastai, can you remember? Last two. So uh, so Sukhancha Dukkha, yes. Comfort and discomfort. Don't worry, they are Pali words. So just keep in mind the English meaning. So Sukhancha Dukkha. You're bound to face these 6. And when they arise in your life, you stay unmoved. You understand. So this will also change. Just like my body changes, just like my mind changes, all these things inside and outside, they arise and pass away. Let me see how long it lasts. If there is something that I can do, I will do it. If there is something that I cannot do, let me see. So let me wait patiently. Right? To live like that. And at the same time, so when you see, when you experience and observe, right, and understand the nature of impermanence through your vipassana meditation, observing your own body. So there are so many other things that starts to happen inside you. So the attachment and clinging begins to get reduced. And at the same time, the mind starts to get purified little by little, right? And at the same time, you start to develop the balance of mind, equanimity. And at the same time, so you appreciate each and every moment in your life. You understand that there is no moment to let go, waste. Each and every moment is very important, right? And then you develop gratitude towards everything that you experience in your life. And then at the same time, so you develop so clarity about your life and you become wiser, right? So you practice wise consideration. You anymore you don't run after, you won't run after everything that comes across that come across in your life. You start to think is this something that I need to so spend my time with, or is this something that I don't need to waste my time on thinking? So you practice wise consideration, and at the same time you start to live so you start to live a life, I mean a compassionate living, a life with compassion. You have compassion towards you, and you have compassion towards the other people too, right? And at the same time, so continuously when you practice this vipassana meditation, and continuously when you to understand the nature of impermanence within, so to uh, you start to get away from suffering, right? So get rid of your suffering, and little by little you start closing towards the attainment of nibbana, the real peace, real happiness. So that's what happened. So when you start to realize the nature of impermanence within, right, through vipassana meditation. Finally, so describing you a beautiful sense story. So I would like to conclude today's teaching about impermanence. So in uh, in Japan, there was one Bhante called so uh, one Bhante called Hakuin. Bhante Hakuin was the teacher of that of the king at that time. So when he was reaching his middle age, so he thought that no use of living in the city, and if I live in the city, I won't be able to totally dedicate time for my practice. So taking the permission from the king and his other so fellow monks, so he decided to go and move to a rural fishing village. So Bhante Hakuin was practicing in this fishing village. So in this fishing village, there was a very rich fisherman, and this fisherman had a beautiful daughter. And this beautiful daughter had a secret affair with uh, one of the servants of that fisherman. Because of this, this beautiful daughter became pregnant, and she was about to deliver a baby, right? So she became an expectant mother. She became pregnant, and then the fisherman and his wife got to know about this. You know, fishermen. So I have been in their villages, so I know. So they are somewhat quick-tempered. So most of them. And this fisherman has no alternative. He was he was the same. So this rich fisherman, he was not angry. He was furious. So with fury, he caught his daughter with her hair, and then shouted at her. So shouted loudly, asking her to reveal details about her secret lover. And at that time, this daughter knew the nature of his father. The father threatened, "Tell me the name of that man." That maybe that's not the exact words that he used. So, but Bhante, I can't help. So I have to use civilized words. You can replace anything what you want. So, who is that man? So he shouted. So with the knife that I cut fish, I will slice him into pieces. He shouted. poor young lady. She was she froze with fear, but she cannot mention his name. But because she knew what will happen if she revealed his name, then it's just like giving him the death sentence. So she thought of somebody that if she told the name, who won't that her father won't harm. Then she remembered one very innocent person in the village, Bante Hakui. So she said, that's the culprit is Bante Hakui. The fisherman was so angry. So dragging the daughter, with one hand, and holding the knife, fish cutting knife with one hand, he went to the temple, but he couldn't harm Bante Hakuin. Then at that time, Bante Hakuin was meditating. He shouted at Bante Hakuin and said, "So see, doing all these things, all these things to my daughter. Look how he pretends to be a saint." So then he shouted, then scolded at Bante, saying various other words, and finally he said, "Since you are a monk, I can't do anything, but I will give you punishment. Starting from today, you have to take care of my daughter. So you have to take care of my daughter. I will let her stay at the temple." Then he kept the daughter at the temple and went away. People, they got to know about this, and they started. They stopped giving dana. So they stopped helping. The temple. Finally, Bante Hakuin didn't have any food or any possessions to survive. But in Japan, Bantes can work. So in our countries, Bantes cannot work. So in Japan, Bantes can work. So he started cutting wood for the neighbor, and by that way he got some money. Whatever the money that he got, he started spending it for the mother and the baby. Now the baby is somewhat big. Finally, that young lady, she felt so sad seeing all the suffering that Bante Hakuin was undergoing. Then finally, she went to her fiance and told, "We can't let Bante Hakuin suffer anymore. Let's go and reveal everything to our father." They went and revealed everything to their father. You can understand, he was so furious. At the same time, thinking about the suffering that Bante Hakuin underwent, so tears rolled from his eyes. Then finally, accompanying the daughter, he went to the temple. So kneeling in front of Bante Hakuin, he knelt, he asked forgiveness. And finally, he asked the child. Bante Hakuin at that moment too, he was in deep meditation. He opened his eyes. So just said, "Is that so?" And handed over both the daughter and the baby back again to the fisherman. So I forgot to tell you. So when that fisherman scolded and handed over the daughter to Bante Hakuin, he just said one thing: "Is that so?" So he was handing over the daughter and the baby back again, he said the same thing: "Is that so?" So both times his mind didn't move. It stays very peaceful. Hope all of you practice like that. I don't know whether you will be able to develop like Bante Hakuin, but try your best. So you are fortunate to meet this noble, non-sectarian, pure meditation technique. Then it is up to you to take care of the gem that you got. Don't be a blind person who step over the gem and let it go. So make use of this, constantly practice and let go of your negativities and develop positivities and try to attain real peace, real happiness in Nepal. Right? So please practice ardently. Now we are going to conclude. Everyone, please think together, all of us gathered here, and practice this noble, non-sectarian, pure meditation technique. And by that way, we accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of all this positive energy, please think, may all our troubles be erased. May all the good things happen in our lives. Practicing this noble, non-sectarian Dhamma path, may all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. Everyone, please join your palms together and concentrate. Please concentrate. Abhimadana sinise nichang bata pachaino chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvangno sukhang malang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjatu. May all of you be well. May all of you be happy. May all of you be very, very peaceful. Good night, everyone. Take rest and see you again in the next week. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all the good happen to you. Secure. Right, Mr. Wad, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you.
Good night, Mrs. Rita.
Night. Have a good night. Be well.
Good night. Okay, Ashutosh, good night.
Good night, Bante.
Good night. Irlia, good night. Right. So is that Irya? Right. Ms. Pragati, good night.
Good night.
Thank you,
Pragati and Rahul,
Thank you, Bante. Good night.
good night. And Neha Didi, good night.
Good night, Bante.
Good night.
Thank you.
Parnika, Ms. Daniel, Ms. Divya, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you.
Bhante. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Shehnas and Ms. Tadil, good night. Good night, Ms. Tadil, Ms. Shehnas. Right. So, right. Thank you, Mr. Watt, once again.